that the customer is trying to. So then there is always limitations in it. So, but though I added these three in the but section because these are the limitations that the customer think they this should happen in the AI model. First one, I don't fully understand how the AI system generates its prediction. So that this is what the customer mainly thinks, because the customer don't know how the AI system is going to predict. That is all we the mechanical engineers and with the economic students are going to do. Second is as Kashi said, the volatility of the stock market makes relying on the AI solely. So how we can totally believe what the AI is giving. This is the second one. The thing, they might worry that the system might not consider unexpected market events. As Kashi said, the rate may be at or 10:30, it may be 1,000, and 10:30 it may be 10 or 11 p.m. 11 a.m. it can be 1,500 like that. So, for example, let's take the example of Ratan Tata. The time the stocks Tata literally grow after I think so. I don't know much about it, but these unexpected events can create a lot much of differences in the stock's price. So our AI model should be very much updated. That every minute it should able to give the market predictions, so that even a single minute cannot be withdrawn from there. So because so I added these three in because section because uh, they might have a limited experience in finance and need label tools to guide. So as I told, they are thinking that I am spending so much time in analyzing the market. So this can be a time consuming thing. So this is I added this because section. I face law. Okay, this is one of the important. Many of them don't know what is finance and how to trade and how to buy stocks. So they have faced a lot of losses in the uh, past experiences by due to the poor decision making, because they don't have enough knowledge in stocks, but they buy stocks and sell stocks without the proper knowledge. They face a lot of losses in their past experiences, and this is one of the main reason. And thirdly, by traditional methods of market analysis overwhelming and time consuming, because I saw, as I already said, this is a very time consuming process, analyzing data very manually. So, which makes me think, hopefully, the AI, this is what the customer is hoping that to happen with us, that AI can simplify and improve my investment strategy. With a minimum knowledge, they can get a high amount of return from the investment. So this is what they are hoping that for our AI will do. And actually, suppose the placing a complete trust in the system, I don't fully understand. So they are putting money in our system, because our AI is giving the ideas on where to invest and how much the stock's price will be. So they are anxious about it, but at the end of the day, finally under being trusting our system, trusting our AI. So finally, excited about the potential to make smarter data driven. So as I said, finance field is one of the field that having got much of AI driven particles or AI driven AI models there. So this is, I think so. There are not much AI driven models for finance field. This might be a very much promising one for those customers that. This is my proposal to it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We are moving towards the same line. Even I am more skeptical. I have a skepticism in my mind that whether this AI model will be able to make the right predictions right or not. And sir, I think what mechanism is being followed. That was the first thing that was said by Victory. I think if we give the AI model a set of the mechanism that it needs to follow for making the prediction, right? If we give a step by step procedure to it, so I think it will make us easier. And we also inform the users that how it is exactly being done. Now, sir, for example, if I am to work on a project, what I do is that I make a step by step approach that, okay, this is the first step that I'm going to take, then this is the next thing that I'm going to do, and then I design a set of actionable steps that need to be achieved with each step. So if we design such kind of mechanism, so I think such problem won't occur. That's the first thing, sir. And sir, he also pointed out about the limited knowledge of finance that mechanical engineering students have. Even I, as an economic student, I don't know much about finance because my area of interest is more about the economy and the macroeconomic variables involved in it. So, what I did was that I read a blog, which is the Pro Capita's blog. It is a company that simplifies financial concepts for people. So, I'll share that blog with everyone in the group so that just reading one or two articles would be enough. Just knowing the basic terms associated with stock market, I believe that would be enough. And then I think trying to analyze it using macroeconomic variables would be easy. So that's the first thing, that limited knowledge of finance. For that, I'll share some resources that I searched today. And sir, I think, what about that? Why it is difficult for us to predict this stock market prices through AI? Sir, there are two reasons involved behind it. The first is the movement of the international trade system. So the whole system of financial markets is integrated with one another. Now, sir, if there are certain set of events that are happening in one country that impacts the other countries also. There's a saying also that when the US sneezes, the whole world catches cold. In the year 2008, stock market prices rose in US. Now, when stock market price, no, sir, it wasn't raised. Sorry, sir, it lowered at that time. So when stock market prices were lowered, firms stopped reducing at that time, and unemployment rose because they didn't require people to sell the products that they were producing. That created a scarcity situation, sir, at that point. And and many countries have the inertia of exporting products that they are good at. Now, if my country is good in cement manufacturing, I will export this to other countries. So, same is the system that exists in the sphere of international economics also. There were many countries at that point of time that used to export products to US. Now, US didn't have money to invest at that point of time. So the national income of all the countries was reduced and their economy was really impacted. And I believe that, sir, there are other geopolitical events also that take place from time to time. Maybe there's some war going in a country like Russia. So when World War III came in Russia, so what happened that India was dependent on it for crude oil. And at that point of time, it cannot think of when World War III occurred. So Russia cannot think of exporting crude oil. Its main priority becomes survival of its citizens at that point. So the crude oil prices rose and the consumer price index also grew higher. And sir, I believe that this would be one of the biggest challenge that our artificial intelligence model would face. Because sir, in the month of January, if I ask the AI model to give me the price of the stocks that is there in April, and some of these events occurred, maybe there's some war that occurred in the month of February somewhere, and that would impact the price of the stock a lot. We cannot just give it past data. We also need to somewhere put present information into it. All the present information, what is happening in the world, in the geopolitical era, financial era. We need to integrate all that information regularly into that model. But but all of this also comes with a great risk, because putting so much information, I'm not very sure that whether this AI model will be able to handle so much information or not. So that's my first concern, sir. And in the long run, we would require a very large team to handle this service, because we need a research team. who would regularly research articles that we need to give it to the AI. We also need software engineers also who would help us in building the model better. Mechanical engineering students will play a part in the product development. And we also require a lot of funding that goes into developing this product, sir. And so the last thing is the 1 minute, sir. I think there's one more aspect which I'm thinking, sir, because Vitri said that we will be able to make better decisions through it, sir. But I also believe that this, sir, commerce students, this is the main task that they do. They analyze certain events that would help us in predicting stock prices. So once we develop this AI model, they people will lose their job, specifically chartered accountants and financial analysts. So that will lead to unemployment also. Now they would have to look work in some other sector. So how do we account for that job displacement? So these are my concerns. Yes. Yes. Yes, sir, definitely acceptable. Sir, now I could understand your view also better. Now, I was definitely thinking that because we are trying to develop this model, sir, even my own brother is a chartered accountant by profession. So he does play a he's an analyst in a company based in Bangalore. So he does similar things that he carries out a lot of research to actually help in prediction of stock prices as well as the upcoming changes that can occur in the financial markets. So if we develop this model, I do agree with that, sir. Humans will be able to utilize their capacities in a better manner. Maybe from the position of an analyst, someone can move to the position of an advisor. Maybe using all these predictions, the same people can now advise companies on how to make the best decisions. So I do agree on that, sir, that humans can prioritize those things where their capacity can be utilized in a better way. This work, which is more exhausting, can be done using artificial intelligence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. As you said, we are not going to predict anything that exactly this is going to be the stock rate or this is exactly what the price will be in if you ask the AI model in January month, as Kashi said, in the January month, if I ask that what will be the stock price in April, we are not going to predict it to be the value of the stock price will be this exactly, sir. uh, but uh, but we can forecast, as you said, we are going to forecast it. If the market goes in the same exact way till April, the price is going to be from this range, from this to this. We are going to give it as a range, sir. The stock market price will be from this to this. If the market continues in the same exact way as like January, if the market runs in the same way till April, the price is going to be this to this. But in the time period of April to Jan to April, anything can happen. Anything can happen. The stock prices may change to very higher price or to can lower to very lower price. So anything can happen. So I have an idea that I don't know, but that this can happen or not. But if we can tie up with the news related things, what socially that what and all happenings in the world about big companies, that what and all changes they're making. So if a small change in a company can drastically put down the prices. For example, a small logo change in Jaguar company has created lot of talk in the society. The stocks even lowered a little amount. Uh, if we can tie up with the news related companies or news related which provide news, provide data, we can feed that data to that AI model, so that by collecting those data or collecting those news, the AI can predict that if it is a good choice of increase, if there is a good chance of increase in price or lowering of price, that can tie with news related apps, so we can predict or forecast is even more accurately. So this is what I have in my mind.
Yes, so this was exactly what I was saying, that the AI model should be very well aware about the current events that are happening. It should be well aware about the current developments that are happening in the field of finance, politics, and even at the international level. So once it is aware about these three fields, I think it will be able to forecast things much in a much better way. But sir, I believe that will it be able to handle such a large amount of data when we start feeding it with so much data each month? So will it have the capacity to handle so much?
uh, as a
May I answer
that's
for that?
we are just
Sir, for example, the data we have fed to the AI in the month of January may not be useful for the prediction after some days, right? If we are presently at December month, the data we have input in the month of January may not be useful for the AI for further predictions, right?
But we cannot
So,
delete the previous data.
sorry.
Sir, he's saying that because in the month of January, if we are trying to forecast certain things, so the previous data might not be relevant. But I also believe that, sir, we cannot delete the previous data because that is very
No,
essential.
not all data are required, right? The important things which may have made an impact is only required for the further prediction and for to have history of uh, things, right? History of the things which we need to use for the predictions for upcoming events. Only the things
sir.
which may have an impact. Not
Sir, what he
everything.
is saying is, sir, what he is saying is, if if you're predicting or if you're forecasting the data in January month, the data all we need is till December month. We are going to analyze data till December month, and we are going to forecast data in January. So, okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But what I'm Sorry, sir, that is what I'm trying to say is, sir, if for your forecasting the stock price in January month, I'm not saying that we need only the date of December. I'm saying that we need the data till December, up to a 10 years of. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Till from last 10 years till the previous December month, the data we need, and we analyze that data, and we'll predict or we will forecast the data, how the stock price will be in January. So if you are if you're moving to April month, we'll accumulate the data till a March. So so we analyze the data in the previous March. So
Sir,
we analyze
another
this
thing.
data.
Sir,
Yes, sir. I think so. It's available.
Sir, I think we should refer to global data. It's not only about stock markets, but we also need to analyze the data of different other economic variables like GDP, interest rates, what was the unemployment
Yes,
at
sir.
that point of time. So we need to consider a lot of variables and then we need to convert it into quarterly rates. We'll have yearly data, but I suggest that we convert the data values into quarterly values so that it is easy to use for us, maybe quarterly or monthly. Stock. All right, sir. Understood, sir. Sir, I have a class right now, so may I leave? Yeah, thank you, sir.